Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Rao welcoming you to the new year is going to come. And I usually talk about how do we really fulfill our new year resolutions. In the clinic, we used to get a lot about losing weight, a lot about really getting a promotion or improving their skills or improving their cholesterols or blood sugars, whatever, right? And I just want to start eating well, or I want to make changes to my diet and how I eat, or I want to walk more, I want to get whatever, right? So that's very nice. A lot of people make those resolutions and they want to do that, but they do not accomplish them. Very soon they get the gym membership. Maybe they will go a week or month, maybe, but they fall off. Why? And also their own body and the mind, they're not listening to what they wanted to do inwardly. This is a very common phenomenon that you see all over. People engage in behaviors that they want to change because somebody told them, or they recognize that it is harmful for them, or they want to have pressure from the family, from the work, from the colleagues, or from their spouses, whatever, right? So this is going on forever. And I've been talking about this resolutions for a few years now. And every year I address this not only with uh, whoever in contact with me, but also on the social media rooms. I do come up and then talk about how we need to understand what are the habits that we made, what are the unconditionings that we went through all year, and how we allowed them to be like that. And then we kind of make a intellectual decision, resolution that I'm going to change this. But then when you come to the execution of that resolution, you may not be able to handle those habits that you already formed and gave life to them and gave a lot of strength to them by living unconsciously the same habits, like you are lighting up a cigarette or taking a drink or whatever. Even the women that are going and working outward, they are not used to drinking alcohol or anything. When the pressures mount, they immediately say, oh, I'm going to take a drink, one glass of wine. And that one glass of wine becomes two glasses. And then it becomes four glasses. Then before long, you find yourself being an alcoholic, and you don't know how to change it, but you know that's not good for me in the long run, for my health, for my kids, for my spouse, whatever, right? For my money. And then you want to change it, but then the habit has become so strong, it kind of inner compulsion, inner drive. See, this is what is happening with the self-help books also. There are so many books out there. There are so many valuable facts that they talk about. But then people read about them and then make an intellectual decision. I'm going to do this, and then they kind of say that I'm going to change, but they don't change really. Um, so So how do you handle this situation when you make with your, maybe you have come to the senses, maybe somebody talking to you, or you were motivated by somebody else that you have been following on, all that, right? And then you say, okay, uh, I'm depressed because I'm not strong enough. I'm not really doing the right stuff, and then you may not like yourself either, right? That's what is happening in lots of times. So they come to me and then they want to make resolutions, and then they want me to feel proud that they are making the resolution. Yes, definitely. You are resoluting to go for something nicer that you want to do for yourself. Um, Obviously, I was teaching about how to be preventive about things, how to take care of your wellness if you are well, how to maintain that, how to really see the value of that down the line in terms of your suffering is less, you spend less money, and you save time and all that, right? So my philosophy is make people be well and work towards that wellness, and be well for a long time, and also be well not only for a long time but in a joyous condition, right? All this is possible with all the knowledge we have, with all the scientific breakthroughs we have. We all have all the wisdom from ancient onwards till now. So many people lead a very healthy, without divide of any of the habits and all that. Okay, people are there. Maybe they are pursuing a title in a football game, and then they kind of really work towards that perfection. Really hone their skills, develop their stamina, and all that. That's pretty good too. But then they fail, and then they get depressed. Then they go into, oh, I'm no good. I'm no good for nothing. All these things I see. So I want to do a room on this tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. After our morning routine is done, I will do how do you handle uh, this failure of new resolutions. What are the techniques involved? What are the key aspects that you understand? So I'm going to do that room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Central Time. The Indian is 8:30 Indian Standard Time, and I will send a flyer showing you how to join me on different platforms. It will be on the Noom Vibe. It will be on the LinkedIn video actually, and it will be on uh, Facebook and also YouTube, and maybe on the Instagram or Clubhouse. One of them will be there. So you will be able to see me and see my presentation. If you are on the Zoom, you can see my presentation also. But I will try to connect all these channels to the Zoom also, so you can see that. Okay. So this resolution failure costs a lot for a lot of people in terms of their self-respect, in terms of self-determination, in terms of feeling good about themselves, right? So they come and ask, tell me about this, then I test them for these things. Are you conscious about what's going on in your life? That's the first question. Are you conscious about what's going on? What's going on in your mind? What's going on in your life? What are your purpose or meaning or goals that you have? And do you have this consistency of keeping the mind focused on that goal or purpose that you have? Then you have a organized mind. Then you can do every day. But if you are listening to somebody or something every day, or reading one self-help book every day, but never really executing those resolutions that you have made, that's a problem, right? So you got to have this inner capacity, inner resilience, inner fortitude to really know what is the purpose in my life. Am I really doing in my life what I wanted to do? That kind of things. Okay. So this is, I think, is going to be important for you if you want to understand how resolutions fail, or how best you can really fulfill that, so that you have done something in your life and then you are maintaining that. Okay, so that you have more self-respect and go about your life much better, right? This is about human beings excellence. This is what I'm training in my retreats, where people come and I try to enhance them as a human being from wherever they are. It could be they are weak and they have some illness, or they have some blood sugar problem or metabolic health problem, whatever. Or they could be having depression, anxiety, or mental problems, anything like that. Or they have adjustment problems with their life state and with the society they are living in, or with the world around them, right? So any number of things that they could identify, but you cannot do all of them. You got to understand what are the fundamentals, what are the things that I need to do every day so that the fundamentals will give me the strength to go on to achieve more. Okay, that kind of reflection, that kind of understanding, that kind of really looking at our own inner beliefs, um, inner thoughts, inner philosophies, to reflect on them is important. Not to just reflect for the reflection, but to understand what is going on within me that is really taking a root on its own and then not allowing me to reach the goals that I have. That kind of thing. So we spend so much time on manuals about our TV, about our car, about our whatever things that we buy. We have a manual, but we don't know what is the manual for a human life to excel, to achieve, to really accomplish. That is not given to us because it's given more like a, these are the skills you need to work and make a living, which is fine. But what about that instrument you are using, the body mind complex? That people are not aware of it, and that's why they are led by what goes wrong in them, and then whatever they are trying to do will take a backseat, right? So I'm going to discuss all that tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. For those people who are making New Year's resolutions and want to understand why many people fail and how we can avoid in our life. Okay, so it's not important to make resolutions only. It is important to execute them, right? That thereby you get a lot out of your time and energy and everything. Okay, so pay attention to that time and uh, come and tell me how you make resolutions, how you accomplish them, what is your history of over the years, have you done several times, and how you have really accomplished and all that. Okay, so it's a good uh, see, it's a conversation about change, right? Real lasting change. So if ever you have set a new year resolution and only to watch it dissolve in maybe later January or February, you are not really alone. Okay, the truth is, it's not a motivational problem. It's not a character flaw. It is a conditioning problem. See, your willpower is trying to fight against the yesterday's training. So the patterns that you allow to accumulate in your body and mind, which you practice unconsciously thousands of times. Today, how we can explore this conditioning and then really recondition ourselves or retrain ourselves into the thing that you want. Okay, so that is what I'm going to really talk about tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and help people to not only make resolutions, fine, but also know how to really accomplish them and feel good about it, and also want to bring the change that you want to change about. Okay, it's a question of staying on that and then executing that issues a lot of challenges down the line. But we were going to talk about all of that. Like you take one habit of like a smoking, and how I worked with the smokers, how I made them quit without much medication, and how that was one of my real accomplishments in my career as I treated from serious heart problems to metabolic problems to infections to injuries to any number of things, or people who want to maintain their wellness. That also we did that. Right? Now we are doing that proactively. Be well. How can you do proactive wellness measures in your daily life, daily habits? That's what I'm involved in now. So I'm encouraging people. I'm showing the ways how to do that. How do you get up in the morning? What do you do during the day? What do you do at the end of the day? All these things, like a formula, I do, and I'm speaking about that loudly to people so that they can take on those habits by themselves and execute them. Okay, so my thing is about human being has this immense potential, capacity, strength within. That we call inner resilience. But we want to identify human beings as weaknesses. Oh, I'm only a human being, I can err. Oh, I'm only a human being, I can feel this temptation. Oh, I'm only a human being, I can make mistakes and I can forgive myself. But then I won't learn from it. I will do the same thing again. Then also, I'm a human being. I'm a human being, so I'm allowed to do all these mistakes. If you do that, you will not be able to develop any skill anywhere. But if you realize, instead of glorifying or making excuses for the weaknesses that we have, is there a way I can understand them, reflect on them, and correct them, and go forward in my life in a strong manner? That is the inner resolution I'm talking about. The highest example that yoga and other ancient system talked about is called sthita prajna. That means that person who has known wisdom, who has understood wisdom as was taught in the ancient time, but he is stable in that wisdom during the storms of life. When the things go wrong in life, they have that wisdom coming to their aid. They are beyond the senses, beyond the mind made of thoughts and feelings and circumstances in life, when they come, how they are emotionally stable, how they are intellectually stable, and then really bring out their wisdom out to resolve the problem of life, face the problem with wisdom. Those are called sthita prajna, stabilized in the wisdom. That's the highest. We don't have to go all the way like that, maybe that's fine. But we want to have a nice life where I'm doing what I want to do. I'm serving whom I want to serve. I am taking care of things that I want to take care of. And in the process, also, I'm joyful. I'm having happiness in my life, in my relations, and all that. However much you try, sometimes people may not respond to that. But you kind of leave them alone and live a life that you could contribute, you could join in, and you could enjoy. Okay. So if you are a strong, resolute inner being, not the personality, but inner being, then you have more chance of keeping your mind under control, senses under control, emotions under control. But if you want to rely on your ego or egoic personality, then you may be having a lot of resistance, a lot of problems from the life itself. So that's why it's not egoic I'm talking about. I'm talking about inner resilience from your inner being. Okay, that means you are understanding what is mind, what are the thoughts that is making this mind, what are the emotions that are coming out of that kind of understanding, and also seeing them apart from the mind and the emotions as your inner being. Okay, that's what the ancients did. That's why they said, I realized my real self. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, but they are my tools. That kind of thing. Once they established it there was nothing that they could not accomplish. Okay. Yeah, that's the highest, but you can at least come down and see what are the things that are going on with my body. How am I eating? How am I breathing? How am I taking water? How am I moving? How am I resting, sleeping? And how am I keeping my mind quiet? These are simple things, right? And then they say, okay, how do I understand the world? What is my relationship with other human beings and other things? What is in my mind? What I'm doing. That's something that you could see for yourself. You may be seeing your own problems of greed, problems of anger, hatred, or anything like that. Okay, and then you are apart from it, so have a more chance of acting on it, right? So all those things. So new resolution can be according to what you want in life and how you want to go about accomplishing them and what are your limitations about it. Hi, Peter. Welcome. So this is something important state of affairs at this time of the year. And people, so usually I do it on the 31st. So tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock is the time, and I'm going to do a full blown lecture on this, and also show you what is going on with people. why they are failing, and do you do the same or do you do something different? You can come and share if you do something different and you are accomplishing every year. Where is it going? What is happening? What is your inner state? Is it strong or weak? Do you offer excuses like, oh, I'm only a human being, I can smoke? Oh, I'm only a human being, I can take a couple of drinks once in a while. I'm also in control, my willpower is there. All these things are kind of proven to be failing, right? Human being doesn't mean that we have to make excuses for the weaknesses that we could improve. You could be a disabled person, but still you could consider it as a physically challenged person, not disabled, right? That happens quite often, and people try to give the excuses for themselves, but it's not really important that way. Okay, so this kind of really reorienting yourself to the life from tomorrow. So it's not about just a habit, but it's about the life that you want to lead, where you want to go, what do you want to accomplish, what is that you are struggling with. Suppose you are ill physically, you may not want to think about a lot of big things. That's fine. Okay, take care of the physical problems first. But bring in your inner resilience, your inner capacity. See, for me, enhancement of human being or practicing proactive wellness measures is nothing different, really. How? What is the potential? What is the ultimate thing a human being can be from? That is one thing. Two, what is that human being can accomplish by understanding this? For example, if you say, oh, I am a poor little woman, I do not have many resources, I can do much, then you will not be trying anything possible. But on the other hand, you say, let me go and take a computer course. Let me understand the new technology. Let me see the free resources that are there. I can learn new skills and create for myself a company or an entrepreneurship or something that serves somebody. And also, I can get what I want uh, in terms of I want to make $1 to keep up my upbringing and upgoing, upkeep, we call it. And then you can serve the society. You can so from having a feeling of nothing, nobody, you could advance a little bit, right? And you could make it purposeful, time using properly. All that ventures you can create for yourself in this day and age. Why are you not doing it? Is it your own inner attitude? Is your resistance? Is it coming as an obstacle? Get it out. That is enhancement of a human being for me. So you could be a strong person physically, you could be a very flexible person, that's fine. And you could be healthy for a long time because you are doing something properly. So that kind of thing, right? So always think about what's going on within your purview, within your understanding, and then understand what is that I have to learn to overcome this inner non-resilience, I call it. Other people give excuses of, oh, I'm just a human being, I'm allowed to do these mistakes because I'm only a human being. No, you are underselling the human being part of it by accepting that. You may not achieve everything, but you can make a couple of steps towards it, right? That's the kind of thing I kind of make people take steps towards their own inner resilience and then realize that and then function with it, right? So it's an important subject, I think. So uh, I know many people don't come to these talks because they are they have to face life. They have to look at facts as they are within themselves and then really understand the world as it is now, and not get caught up in some imaginary euphoric thing, but more about what is going on really within me and with outside of me, and face it as it is, not in a romantic way, not in a way that is, oh, this is hopeful, this is, all these things go on. But then when people come face to face with them, when they're executing these resolutions, that's when they face their real limitations or strengths. So, this is what we're going to look at in detail about the conditioning of ourselves and how we can reverse that. Okay, lot of inner change, inner awareness, and inner knowing of ourselves is in the ancient explorer that gave it to us on a platter. But we kind of don't want that inner inklings, but we want everything to be outside of us, arranged for us. But even if you have a lot of things, your own sorrow, your own inadequacy, your own feeling inferior, whatever, those inner things are not going to be changed. That's why mind is the producer of 90% of our suffering. If you take the human suffering as a whole, you can see that 90% of it is from the things that are arising in your more own mind, in your own um, understanding of your world and the world around you, and also the philosophies, the religions, the faiths, and all that, right? So you got to develop that inner resilience. It's not just being strong physically and flexible, but then even if you have some COVID, a lot of people got worse because they feared. That's the inner phenomenon. Your mind responding to the occurrence of COVID with fear and making your cellular picture or metabolic picture much worse so that your um, virus thrives on the weakened body, weakened cellular health and metabolic health, molecular health. Okay, we know that. That is, we simply say psychosomatic. So you imagine things and then make your mind secrete a lot of stress hormones, and they act on the body, right? So that's why understanding renal resilience is mostly about your mind, mostly about your thinking, mostly about your conditioning that you allow to develop because you are unaware, you are unconscious about these things, right? So this happens all the time. Okay. So what do you say, Peter? Do you think this is important? I have been talking about this topic for the last few years, even on this Noom Vibe and Wisdom apps also. Um, but many seems to listen. But how many people are employing those principles and achieving the result is something I would like to listen. If somebody has listened to me last year and they have adopted that style and were able to accomplish a lot of things. For example, AI was new to me, right? In the last 2 years, AI was new to me. Did I leave it because it is uncomfortable? Or see, I have made a resolution like I want to develop some kind of ninja of AI technology. I don't have to perfect, but I have to move from where I am to what I am doing now. So what happened? I learned how to write uh, my articles, my books, and everything much better using the AI, right? That is something really happening. Okay. Then how can I edit them better? I do them much better now. How can I make these presentations kind of easy for my audience to understand and really take the message better from them? That is happening. So I made a progress on that. I don't have to be completely dominated about it, or really being the ninja. There are so many steps, but my service has gotten better. Oh, hi, Peter.
Wonderful. Namaste, Dr. Rao.
Namaste.
Namaste. Um, I don't. I'm not opposed to New Year's resolutions. I know a lot of people for them it's tradition, but personally, they just don't work out. I never make a lot of them, but I make a couple of them. And the couple of them that I make, it seems to be, it's more commercialized than anything. So I don't make New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
I just
See,
I don't,
as a
yeah.
physician, I get approached by people who are making them and also not able to keep them.
Yeah, you sure?
That's where I come in and say, okay, understand why you are failing, understand what you can do about it,
Yeah.
and which is what I do myself too. That's why I'm relating to them. Okay. So it's a question of like you are a, addiction recovery person. People are addicted to their own thinking. That's yeah, that's why they're feeling, because they allowed these unconscious thoughts, unconscious behaviors accumulate by themselves, like a default network.
Right.
Once you form the default network, that is going to dominate you.
Right.
So when
the only time they get peace,
yeah,
they think they get peace, is by putting something in their body.
Yeah.
That's not good for them.
Yeah. So, I mean,
and it's not, and I can speak from personal experience, like that just is not sustainable. Oh,
yeah,
it works for a few times, but it's just not sustainable.
Yeah.
I'm not making light of it to anybody who may be struggling, because I certainly struggle.
No, you can make the light up. It's not insulting anything. You're just talking about a phenomenon. And then, this explanation given, oh, we are only human. We can do those mistakes.
Hogwash.
That is where I kind of take a separate stand. Say, no, you are not a weakling human being. You may be born like that. But you have this resilience inside that can come out. You remember that physicist who had neuromuscular disease and he was not able to do anything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, what's his name? I'm looking at his face right now.
Yeah.
Brilliant man.
Yeah. He went into black holes and all that stuff. Stephen Hawkins. Stephen Hawkins. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think I have a lot of admiration for that man, because he moved everything with his consciousness.
Right.
See, and he was brilliant in his approach to the black holes, and then telling everything about the physics and what is consequences of our Earth being destroyed and all that. So he has no life in the.
He lived a very full life.
Yes.
In spite of, people can look at him and say, "Oh, he's this, he's that." Do you know what? He was seems to be at peace. He was sought out. For his knowledge and wisdom.
Yes.
He lived a very full life, although his body was not fully functioning.
See, full life doesn't mean just sensory, expansion and enjoyment. That's okay, and or the mind. But beyond all this, also there is life.
Yeah.
Beyond thought, Peter. This you listen to very carefully. Beyond thought, in awareness of the internal life, you can open up so many doors.
Yeah.
See, what problem is you are pulled out. You are pulled out, not only you, generally, I'm talking about human beings. We are pulled out and we go after them, really not paying attention to the inner resilience we have, inner riches we have, inner experience we have.
Yeah.
See, we want to make everything experience from outdoor things inspired. But take yourself, for example, how much of inner life you have on a daily basis without any external stimuli? It's a question for everybody, just put and then you can see, I hardly stay inside. I get bored. I don't know what to do. I just get away from it and go and see a movie or play something, take a walk. This is okay, but you are missing out on something very vast within you as a human being.
As I look at my life, I can honestly say, especially since I've been learning with you, morning, and then at night, of course, that's when I'm in that state. During the day is a little tougher, but I do enter it. But I'm working on it. But
no. The thing is, the morning that you are doing with me about being in the presence.
Those are when I wake up.
Yeah, but then you got to continue that through the day. Come up, Peter. This is an important thing for you to do because it is not only just absorbing that, but implementing that presence through the day is something that I get to do. That's why I have very little weight to carry at the end of the day.
Right.
So you are talking to somebody, you immediately get drawn into their personality, into their thinking, and then you allow your thinking to respond rather than being in the present and following their thinking. You are there, you come up. I don't want to relate with your personality as much as I want to relate with your being.
My being, yeah.
There, you and me are really something like same.
There's a deeper communication too.
Yes, yes. In the silence, in that in that awareness, you and me are on the same level.
Yeah, lovely.
Your thinking may be different because your experiences, your learnings, everything may be different and much maybe superior to what I am. But
don't think so. But thank you.
No. What I'm saying is that maybe according to the experiences, conditionings, and karma and all that. Yeah. But as a human being, you have an intelligence that you may not tap up or what, but I relate to that intelligence. That is where I say you have the potential to be resilient.
Right.
Where your mind is not moving all over, your emotions are getting stormy. All those things you can watch if you are realize I'm the being of the sky. In me, these things are happening. And that's not knowledge.
Right.
That's a existential feeling you should have.
It's even beyond wisdom.
Yeah, intuitive. So you have that. But then the thing is, the intuition is eroded because people think that is special skill.
It's not. We all have it.
No, not at all. And then that world of intuition is tremendous. See, you will know a lot of things just by intuitively. You don't have to learn the facts and figures. So what I'm inviting you to is do the morning routine. What do you want to pick up from the morning routine, whether you are in the presence through the day or not?
Right.
Whether you are observing your thoughts or not. Use the thought, but as they come up from your default network, that is where you want to watch it. And suppose yesterday you had some experience with your dog, and then that pops up in your mind the next day. But that's a memory. That's not actual experience there.
Experience right happening. Yeah.
The experience happening right now with your dog.
Right.
Being in that present moment is what I'm talking about. All that happens because you are aware of that movement. You're not thinking about that. See, this is where another word I use is called perceptive. Perceptive of what is happening, not with the image of your dog, everything about him, but what he's doing right now.
Without judgment.
Yeah, in that way, dogs can enhance our awareness very much because they live in the present. They live in the present most of the time, and then they are instinctive. Whereas we want to be in the present, but not to be just instinctive, but bring in our learned lessons and also future caution and all that. That is our intelligence.
Yeah.
I submit most of the time people don't tap on that intelligence. Awaken that intelligence is what we talk about all the time, right? Whether you are doing it or not depends upon where your mind is. I submit you get influenced by the other minds and then get sucked into it.
Easily.
Observe that. That's all. All I'm saying is it's not something bad you're doing. It's something unconsciously you're allowing other minds to influence you to go into that state of reactivity. Whether you know it or not, Peter, you are always reacting.
I know. No, I do know. I'm aware of it.
I'm just pointing out because you are such a good friend of mine,
No, I want you to tell me. That's my life.
Yeah, other people will say, oh, illustriously, how dare he is pointing me out to something like that. I've seen my own friends who are coming in, she takes it personally and says, oh, I don't want to be told about this and all, and press the pulpit. I said, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about all of us, me included, So I'm awakened to it, so I won't get affected. But the people who are not awakened to it get affected. See, this is, you won't get it from therapies because they're acting at the same level of ego, right? They have not gotten over the ego. If they have, then they have become much better listeners and they can really help you to find your own way inside of yourself.
There's nothing wrong with therapy. If you're in therapy, stay in therapy. If you feel you need therapy, go seek it.
Yeah, understand what is the therapy.
It happens all on that level.
No, what it is all the therapy that's happening at the level may not bail you out, may help you to settle down somewhat, but then not really bail you out. So that's why modern psychology therapy are confined to the thought. They have limitations at the end, but they can initially settle you down, help you to really go over certain emotional turmoils and all. Yeah, but then, if you take as a whole, Peter, as a scientific person, as somebody who has studied the suffering in our modern world, definitely this is not adequate psychotherapy. But what is adequate is starting with that, but taking graduation from it and go beyond the thought into the awareness process. That is where the ancients gave us a lot of tools. Being in the present is a big tool. You may say that being the present, but if you really look at it, lots of times you are not there. Very simple thing. If you are in thought, you are in the memory or the future. You are not in the immediate future, immediate presence.
Yeah. So I always talk about that I struggle with it, but I'm not getting down on myself because at least I have the awareness of it. At least I know the difference. At least
it's not getting down on yourself, it's just observing it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You don't have to blame yourself. Yeah, you don't have to blame yourself. But it is, oh yeah, this is like so. It's not like putting up a pedestal and say, I'm going to be there. And no, it's not that. Right. It's about, yeah, this is a human condition.
Of course.
It's as simple as that. It's a human condition. It's not only me, everybody else also can be like that. But people who have overcome this human condition showed us other things too. That is where people are not catching.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I say I'm in the present moment awareness. I don't say present moment thought. See, present. No, thought, if you are thought, you are not aware of it. You kind of immediately other thought comes up. That is the danger with it. Like machine learning. But if you use that tool for something and then also go back to your present awareness, that is what is difficult for people. And also these discussions, these talks and everything that we do, they also amplify that muscle of thought. Not get you out of it into the awareness instrument.
Yeah.
That's why ancient wisdom, you really want to apply that in your life, get out of the thought stranglehold on you. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can meddle like that. But as a human being, you have the intelligence to see thought as an instrument and use it and stop it. And that is where the ananda they talk about. This is where the real non-causal joy, Peter. That means no things, no relationship, no words, nothing. In that serene silence, you can emanate that unalloyed happiness.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just a concept. I'm saying from an experiential level. Say, okay, you have the taste of it and you feel it and that is coming out. Maybe words, because I'm maybe at it for so many years, I can articulate better. But what I articulate is not what I experience.
Of course, right.
Everybody, for them to experience, that's all.
Yeah.
I cannot dictate to you experience this way. You experience the way you can experience. That's all.
Right.
That is where gurus and all these people cannot take you. You have the experiential level yourself. They can point out. You may understand and you may come up on that. For you, Peter, what it is stay there.
Stay there, to remain there.
That's it. That's it.
Namaste, my friend.
Namaste.
Thank you.
It's an experiential thing for Peter when he was back in jail and all that. But and ever since he's searching for it, but what he's doing, all that is not towards it. That's where he has to get out of it. Be aware. Don't be thinking all the time. Think, but observe the thinking that's happening in you. You are the vast sky of awareness. In that, these clouds of thoughts, storms of emotional turmoil happening. If you are not in them and you are out of it, then you can observe them better and then they can ease better. In a way, resolutions are like that too. They are made with, hi Melissa, hi Cecilia. So it is more like a, you can experience those thoughts as though they are happening in you. That's really true. Are you aware of thoughts or not? You would say, I am aware of the thoughts. Melissa, come up and tell me what's going on with you. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to do this talk on New Year resolutions and how to not to fail them, right? So that way, you can take the technique. I don't care what kind of thing you want to change, but the technique, right? Right, Melissa?
Yes, yes. There are lots of things that I would like to change, but
Yeah.
I'm a work in progress. It's not a magic wand. It's about, retraining the
Yeah.
brain and
Yeah.
that neuroplasticity. And like you said, I really appreciated what you were telling Peter about when you're in thought, that you're not in awareness because your
Yes.
thoughts are usually towards either the past.
Mm. See,
and that keeps
one way
being
to look at Melissa, if you look at the ancient wisdom I'm talking about, I'm not talking about just India. India may come up a lot, but I'm also talking about Japanese, Chinese, Egyptian, American also. Okay, there are so many things that we can learn from the ancients because they were in this awareness and then they thought pretty deep. You see, that is where the big difference between thought-based systems and the awareness-based system. Most of our modern life is enmeshed in the thought. Get out of it every day and then see how you can use thought. Okay, very effective instrument, but not dominated by it. I think you are doing that work inwardly, right? Right now.
I've been trying very, very hard, Dr. Rao,
Hmm.
and it's about progress, though, not perfection, and not
Yeah.
judging myself.
No, don't judge it. That's all. That's us ego talking like I'm judging. And all. Don't worry about that. What I'm saying is, let's remember the formula we have. Wake up in awareness.
Remind yourself, you're not your thoughts, you're
Yeah.
not your body.
And also delay the thoughts coming on to you. Delay that for a while, at least for a few minutes. That is the first thing, awareness in the morning. Deep breathing can help that too. And then be that attentiveness in everything that you do through the day. Whatever you are doing, just pay complete attention to it. And then at the end of the day, vacate your mind and go to sleep. AAV, awareness, attention, vacation. Try that one day and see how that goes.
No, it's interesting that you should say that because I was just, Kristen Brown was having a talk and she was talking about something called the theta state that I had never heard of before. And she was saying that we enter that first thing in the morning and also in the evening. So it makes sense. That theta state, I guess, is where you're like,
no, you are always there. No, you are always there. You just step out of it because you are thinking something about and then you left that state.
Oh, so when your thinking comes in is when
Yeah. That's it. You see, what a Christian missing is, we are that state all the time. We are in the thinking thing. Yeah, that's why if you are like I am in that serene, calm awareness, I think consciously. That's the difference between others and me is I think consciously. I don't allow unconscious thought take over me. Even if I'm aware of it.
Dr. Rao, when you are in the thinking state, you get back to the theta state.
Yeah.
Is that the breathing?
No, it's the awareness that you are in the, you are thinking. Yeah.
Present moment awareness when I'm in the thinking state.
And the thought, because you're always in that state.
Okay.
But what you're thinking is, I am really thinking person. I don't know what is that state. You have to know about it to do some things. No, you don't know anything. Just be aware of the moment. That's where the breathing, when you're taking deep breath in and out, there's a present moment happening. Come to that sensation the air is making on your nose. That brings you to the present moment awareness.
Okay, so just breathing will take me back to my present moment awareness.
That's a good aid for you to bring you to the present which you're already in. If you are alive, if you are awake, if you are aware that you are in this moment.
I think that needs to be my New Year's resolution, Dr. Rao. Be in the present moment more and spend less time.
No, just remember this, Melissa. Just say, if I am in the moment, in the present, I'm in the life. Otherwise, I'm in the mind, thought.
We'll say that again.
Yeah, come back, and I will say that again. I will have to take you a couple of more things there, which will help you much better. Okay. See, the real truth I discovered was that we are human beings because we have that inner being which is giving us life. Right? My body is kind of jara, that means inert one, without that life. Right? My mind is not there when that life is not there. That life is our awareness. Without that awareness, you don't even feel your body and the mind. We forgot that, and what is projecting from us as thought, as a personality, as ego, we think that is us. Right? Melissa has a personality of kind, considered teacher. That's fine. But Melissa has to have the life to exhibit that personality. So you are identifying with the shadow, which is your personality, not your real self. That awareness is your real self. So if you are in that, you're always in life, here and now, experiencing things. Right? You always know that, right? I'm thinking, I know my thoughts, they're sad or whatever it is, I'm aware of it. That means awareness is before the thought. This is where the division between the ancient mind and the modern mind is. Modern mind identified with the shadow and think that is it, and they pursue that. But that has limitations. That has problem of overthinking. Right? So no matter how much you are in that spider, because weaving a nest for itself and gets caught in that. That's why in the morning when you get up, don't allow the mind to take over you. Your thoughts take over you. Delay that. Once you begin to allow it to come into your conscious feeling, then it has a tendency to weave the net of thoughts, and you get caught in the net of thoughts. Whereas so I don't
wake up refreshed, and then as you go throughout the day,
delay the thought. We allow the thought to come and make its own net. Don't do that for a few minutes. Then what is the switch happens? Then you will be in the presence and using the thought, not the other way. The thought using you. So you're in charge of your.
Dr. Rao, I always love you sharing your wisdom with us, Dr. Rao. I need to soak up all of your knowledge.
No. This is very important for modern minds because we are thinking people, we are feeling people, and we have this energy that is really amplifying our thoughts, amplifying our. But the thing is, we kind of lose control of our real inner self. You know what the living is? Your thoughts will be controlled, your emotions are controlled, they're watched. You don't get involved in that. Then you have the energy to resolve whatever you're facing in life. This is where I call about how can you awaken your intelligence that can give you this inner resilience with which you can face a number of problems in life and resolve them. So it's
that's what I want to know. I want to be able to do that, Dr.
No.
Yes,
I attend to the my classes. It just goes on. Peter always follows, and then he's not just attending my classes. He's kind of taking that into his life and then presenting, feeding back me what is happening. Then I can say, okay, look at this. I can. The subtlety has gone up very much with you and Peter and Janet. Some people like that because they don't just listen; they take it to their life and try it, experiment with their own way, and then find out.
Tell me the class you're having tomorrow, please, Dr.
Tomorrow, 9 o'clock Central Time, I'm going to have this solution of how to not to fail in the New Year resolution exhibiting.
Okay.
I mean, we talked a lot about it here today, but I was kind of want to make it an advertisement so that people know this is happening and they will come. And then
my brain needs reminders, so I'm going to come again tomorrow.
Yeah, 9 a.m. Central. It's a kind of what you are doing, Melissa, is trying to live it in your life.
Yes.
That's important. That's very, very important. As you learn more of it, as you experimenting more of it, then it will be much easier for you to really see what I'm talking about in your own experience, not in your understanding only. Hi, Lois.
Hey, Dr. Rao, how are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I am wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, this thought earnestly, it had me thinking. I'm thinking, now, how did I get it? How did it make sense to me? So I kind of here, and while you were talking to Peter, and started just writing down how it made sense to me.
Yeah.
So I look at it this thought and awareness can occur. They can occur at the same time, but there are two different levels of consciousness. Okay. Because thought is an activity of the mind, that analyzing, that memory, that imagining.
From my understanding, Lois, from my understanding, the ancient thing, awareness is ahead of thought. It also happens in the consciousness.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to. And when it comes to awareness, I'm saying that the awareness is the place where thoughts arise.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
It's that quiet observer that notices what the mind is doing. What is that thought doing? It was like, ooh, I just.
That observer is also a thought.
What is that about?
Lois.
That's when you can be.
Yeah, the observer is also a thought constructed observer, and that's all. But once you understand that,
that's what I'm saying. It's that quiet observer that knows what's going on, that knows what's really going on. But you're not, you're just observing. You're not touching. You're not trying to make.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I think you like this very much. There was a famous saying by Jiddu Krishnamurti to a physicist, Bohm, Dr. Bohm, David Bohm, is a contemporary of Einstein. But this man is very good in theoretical physics and all. He heard Krishnamurti say, observer that you are talking about is the observed. That observer is made up of from what you observe in your life. That still, after the awareness is there, and then these things are happening as network of thought. So once you understand,
I look at it like this: when we are lost in thought,
yeah,
we are identifying with that thought.
Yes, exactly. That is the observer.
I'm feeling mad, but I'm in the thought that I'm mad, so I identify I ain't mad.
Exactly.
No, I'm not mad.
No.
I'm thinking mad thoughts, okay?
The thoughts are mad, and then I'm identifying with them.
When I'm aware of what I'm thinking,
exactly.
when I'm aware of what I'm thinking and witnessing the thought, that's the awareness.
I don't know. You attended my morning routine. In that, four things we do: we stretch our body, okay, for the exercise, and we breathe into it, and we make sure our mind is in the presence, not getting carried away with the thoughts. And the fourth thing is, if the thought should arise, observing the thoughts.
Yeah, like a cloud. I'm like this.
Exactly.
The sky is the awareness, and the cloud is the thought.
Exactly. In that sky of awareness,
these thoughts come, these clouds right pass right on by. And
That's
if I get caught up and identify with the cloud, then I'm riding that cloud.
Yes. That is what is happening. We are riding the clouds all the time. That's what is happening.
So now, and so when I decided I want to identify with something, I'll identify with when I don't. I won't, but I have the awareness that I can identify with this thing or not. That means I have the ability to respond or react. I'm not just stuck on a reaction.
You know, when you are aware, Lois, when you are aware, you are in that very quiet, serene calmness, silence. That is itself the bliss I'm talking about.
Yes, it really is.
No clouds.
When you're in awareness,
no clouds.
Realize that you're thinking these thoughts, and you're thinking these thoughts based on the past.
Exactly.
So
or the future.
Or the future. On the past or the future. That you're dreaming.
Exactly.
And when you're stuck in the past and it's talking about the future, that's your depression and anxiety. I know that from being a therapist.
See, when I'm talking about observing the thoughts, is being in that empty sky, and if the thought should enter, just allow them to pass.
Yeah, and don't, because the thing is, the minute you attach to one, it builds momentum. And momentum is just that. Moment by moment, it builds. That's momentum. Moment by moment, it builds. So
you remember that Patanjali Yoga Sutras I talk about? In that they say Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. That means stilling of those thoughts and being in that state of sky which is empty, that is yoga. Everybody thinks it's about doing physical exercise. It is important to do the physical exercise too, but that is limiting the capacity or the potential of yoga, what they talked about. That is the experiential living, experiential knowledge they brought out. How you can gather all the thoughts together, that is dharana, then stay with one thought for a long time, more than 126 seconds or something, that is dhyana, and then settling down in that state of silence when there is the stillness of all thoughts. That is yoga, real yoga is.
That's, to me, that's one of the most beautiful places to be.
Yes.
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 Where you're not silencing anything, but it's not taking you out either.
Did you hear the Sanskrit name I told you about? That is called Sat Chit Anand. Sat means there's all three things together, but there's only one thing, which is our real existential self. That is the thing we're talking about. And that is consciousness, that is awareness, which is blissful itself.
Because the thing is that when you're in that awareness,
you are in the place.
Emotional regulation.
Yes.
You have clarity. You got freedom from
you got
reaction, automatic reactions.
You
have the
got
ability to choose how you gonna respond. You don't just say, "Oh, this happens," and "Oh, I got to do this." Or this is a
beautiful. You put it beautifully.
You get to choose.
Lies, you put it beautifully. That's it.
Oh, thank you.
That's where you live in, and that is blissful.
It really is, because no matter what I grow through, I know that it's all meant for my good, and I'm always able to see the bright side, no matter what it is, because I learned something from everything. And this is, for me, this is the state of bliss. I learned from the good, I learned from the bad. Yeah. It's kind of like the facts of life, that movie that showed you on TV.
You know what? There is a language problem here about the ancient wisdom. Does say learning. It's a recognizing, realizing. That's already there with you. Mm-hmm. Knowledge may clarify things. Yeah, may kind of give you the clarity about things. But it's already there. You got to recognize that. That's why inner work is so important. And all the people say we collectively grow together. It's about your habits, but it is beyond that. You are already that. That's why it's important to remember self-realization is not something of a knowledge acquisition, accumulation.
It's about embodied. It's about embodied.
Yeah, realizing that you're already there.
You can't embody it until you do it and you know that this is it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I didn't embody a lot of the things that I talk about while I was just talking about them.
Yeah.
I embodied it and then I started talking about it.
It's not the word, it is the thing.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So when it comes to resolutions now,
yeah.
I don't particularly believe in resolutions because most people make resolutions off of something that where they feel they're inadequate or they're not enough or they need to lose something, they need to gain something. I believe in setting intentions, and intentions set the state of mind.
Yeah, intention is nothing but awareness.
For the day.
Awareness.
And then they're movable, they're permeable.
Yeah.
But where resolutions say, I resolve to do this, I'm going to exactly do this. And the thing is, we can't call nothing like that because we don't know what the day of tomorrow is going to bring.
Yeah.
And we let ourselves down when we set resolutions.
You know what it is? What it is? Now I'm going to give you a mechanism of why the feeling is happening, and then you can recognize that mechanism within yourself. Then whatever you want to intention is nothing but being awareness, making a resolution here. Now I want to do this, and that will stay there. All the other thoughts won't come and really knock you off of that. Okay, so being in the present, being aware of what is going on within your own mind, all the habitual things that are coming up, overcome that, then you will be able to accomplish what you want to do.
Yeah.
What you want to do is your intentional, right?
Where you are.
Yeah.
To me, it's loving who you are and where you are and what you're doing right now as is.
Yes.
Then you can move into the rest of it because the rest of it don't even come unless you love yourself as is. All you're going to be doing is again.
Let me give you a couple of what you are saying. I'm going to emphasize with this couple of definitions. Are you perceptive? Are you not? Are you data-based or not? If you are data-based and you are making the thinking allow into the presence, then you cannot see what is as it is. You will see through your lens. But in the perception, you are seeing as it is, and then that teaches you what is going on.
Yes. Because you see, with the real perception, you see beyond the words, beyond beyond the mask, beyond the bull.
Exactly.
Okay. But thank you so much, Dr.Rao.
Sure, Lois. Yeah,
bye-bye.
Sure. Bye-bye. So what Lois is saying, the same thing. We're talking about the intentionally is being aware of what's going on here and now, and then resolutions are coming through that perception of what is going on within your mind and taking those obstacles away. I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow as more friends are interested in this and bringing their own experience, like Lois is bringing it, and like that, I would like to see everybody else's how they feel. Okay, so anybody else you want to come and ask me something that you could use tomorrow? Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central, right after, or today morning, I could not do the morning routine because something came up. But tomorrow morning, I will do it for sure. And I will talk to you. After that, that will be a Zoom presentation. If you want to come to the Zoom, send me a DM, then I will give you the Zoom connection. Then you can see my presentation also. Otherwise, you can hear and on all the other channels. Thank you. Bye-bye.